Hey everyone, Soundwave 84 here with another Fans Pick episode. Last week I posed a question, a more divisive question. What's your favorite live-action Transformers film? A lot of people don't like the Bay movies, or even Bumblebee. So I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and pose this question because I'm just curious. And I knew my responses to that question were not going to be as great as some of my responses to previous videos, and it was not. But it was still an interesting little research I did there. And I will give you the list. I'll break it down to top 6, because there's 6 live action films, so I'll rank from 6 to number 1. I'll give you my thoughts briefly on each film as well. But before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and pose my question for next week's video. And that is, who is your favorite Transformers villain or baddie? It could be from any Transformers continuity. It can be in the comics, cartoons, live action films. And it can be Marvel Comics, Dreamwave Comics, IDW Comics. It can be from G1 Transformers cartoons, North American, Japanese. It could be from any of the other cartoons, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, RID 2015, or the Unicron trilogy, animated, Prime, Cyberverse going on now. Just who is your favorite? It doesn't have to be the top villain. It doesn't have to be Megatron. It could be Thundercracker. I just want to know who's your top villain or baddie from the Decepticons, Predacons, whatever. So that's my question for next week. Just give me that, and you let me know in the answers. You let me know in the comments down below. I'll also pose this question on my Transformers. God, man, I'm blaming the medicine I'm on. I'll also pose this question on my YouTube community page, and also post them on Instagram and Facebook, so you can follow me there. At Instagram at Soundwave_8084_reviews, and at Facebook at Soundwave8084. So, I haven't made very many videos. I have been sick pretty much since before Thanksgiving. Just really sick then, and then I ended up getting walking pneumonia. So, I'm trying. I'm medicated. We're doing this. So I missed Christmas. I was sick. My wife's also been sick. I spent Christmas Eve and I spent Christmas night in the yard with my wife because she was sick. So it's been a rough month, to say the least. And so happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope y'all got what you were wanting Christmas morning. Alright, so let's get to this video. Number 6. Transformers: The Last Night. I knew that was coming. That movie, I'll put it this way. If I see a movie in theaters, even at that time, I think I enjoy it. When it comes on Blu-ray, DVD, a streaming service, if I don't watch it, if I even buy the Blu-ray and I don't watch it, it tells you I really didn't enjoy it. So I'll put it this way. I saw Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls in the theater. I was like, it's enjoyable. It's entertaining. I've never bought that on DVD, Blu-ray, anything. I have no interest to see it again. I saw Star Wars The Last Jedi in theaters. I was given the DVD of it. Or it might have even been Blu-ray, I don't know. I haven't watched it again. Saw it once in theaters. I saw Transformers: The Last Night in theaters 3 times. Opening night with my wife, then with my brother because he wanted to see it, then with my oldest daughter because she wanted to see it. I bought the Blu-ray. I watched the special features. I have not watched the movie. 3 times enough. I don't know, it had some parts in it that were enjoyable. I think it only got 1 vote anyway, I'll just let you know that. And I think the person who voted for it said they voted because it introduced Unicron. And I was never a big fan of the Earth Unicron. I don't think it was handled, in my taste, my opinion, too well. I think the best thing the movie did, Anthony Hopkins chewed every scene he was in. He was good. Cogman was funny, if yet over the top. I preferred that humor over the sexualized humor more so of the first 3. Even the 4th. The pacing was faster, even though it sort of dragged when they got on that submarine. I think they had too many ideas. They threw a bunch of crap at the wall and just mashed it all together. And some things to see, it needed to be expanded upon, like Optimus Prime being Nemesis Prime, because that was really short-lived. Excuse me. So I think they could have done more of the film. And I even think that Age of Extinction set up a trilogy nicely. I'm not saying the movie is great. I'm just saying I think it set up questions that could be answered in a new trilogy nicely. It just did not happen. So that was a problem. Coming in at number 5 then is Age of Extinction. And I think that movie's biggest redeeming factor is Lockdown. He was really good. I liked him as a villain, even though he was, they had Galvatron, but Lockdown was pretty much the main villain of the movie. And he didn't really care for either side. He was just a bounty hunter. He was just a guy on his own. And I liked him. And I think there's some things that movie did that was really well done. Just the movie was too long. It was just, I don't know. They made all the Autobots to be almost unlikable. They're all sort of at each other and just bickering and bitching, and it's just like, stop. But at the time I watched it, I enjoyed it, and I think it's up there with Revenge of the Fallen. I think I actually like it a little bit more than Revenge of the Fallen. So coming in then at number 4 is Revenge of the Fallen, which beat out Age of Extinction by 1 vote. And again, when I saw the movie in theaters, I was excited because I was like, okay, we got the first Transformers movie. We're going to get a better sequel here. They're going to expand upon this stuff. And I think they went too far too fast with the Fallen. I think they should have held off on him. I actually got bored in the movie. It was just too long. This mystery crap. I don't know, the twins. Well, I wasn't offended, or I didn't really buy them. I just didn't care for them being some of the main characters of the movie. When you had Ratchet, Ironhide, and Sideswipe just get shafted. That to me, they had been better to be promoted in the movie than they were. Devastator and his nuts. My biggest problem with that movie is probably the humor. Because I have this line. My wife says I cross this line all the time. I'm funny to this line, and I'll step over that line, and it's not funny anymore. I've just gone too far. And that's what that movie did. Dogs humping, marijuana brownies, all the balls, John Turturro. Oh my God, I didn't need to see that much of him, but it just crossed the line, went too far. Some things were really well done. The death of Prime was good at the time. I think it was filmed fine. The forced battle was excellent. That's probably the best part and the biggest redeeming factor of that whole entire movie. So moving to number 3 is Transformers 2007. That movie there set a resurgence, in my opinion, of Transformers into the general audience and into the mainstream of people's consciousness. Transformers always been around, but this got people I didn't even think would even be interested in Transformers. The movie had some good scenes. I think a lot of the Decepticons were built up as legitimate threats. Blackout at the very beginning of the movie is one of the best opening scenes. I really enjoy that. Scorponok showing up later was played very threatening, and it had funny stuff because the humans didn't know what the hell was going on. It was funny yet threatening. I think the movie did good in that. Some of the humor again was still, Sam's happy time was a bit too far. It still is a bit too human heavy, and a lot of the Transformers action scenes were too shaky and too close up to really tell everything that was going on. And I think Megatron being held back to only be in the movie at the very end and dying was not, a win-win here. The movie was overall good, and the Arrival of Autobots was something very nice. So coming at number 2 is Transformers Dark of the Moon. That is probably personally my favorite of all the live action films. I think it feels closest to actually watching a G1 cartoon episode mixed in with a G1 comic book that I think you might get in these movies. It was entertaining, yet a bit long. Some of the humor, while toned down from the second one, it was still too much. John Malkovich's character, I think he was a bit over that line at times. otherwise, the movie felt threatening, dark. It was probably the darkest of the movies, in my opinion. I think probably next to Age of Extinction and some of the stuff they did. And I'm a big Soundwave fan, and he had more time to shine in that movie, even though Bumblebee killed him. Alright, so number one, as you can guess, is Bumblebee, which actually beat out Dark of the Moon by double the votes. It just kind of ran away with this entire thing. And I can see why. The nostalgia factor is real with this movie. Especially the very opening scene on Cybertron. Most Transformers are sort of in an 80-ish G1, not 80-ish, but you know, most characters are in a G1 look. They look similar. You can really pick them out, which is excellent. You know who is who. They're colorful. They have their true colors. You know, Cliffjumper's red, Soundwave is blue. You know, Starscream is red and like whitish silver, or whatever color it is on the thing. Shockwave's purple. It comes together. Ironhide is red, Ratchet's white, RC is pink. It looks just like her. You know, it looked really good. It just wasn't enough for me. There's flashbacks throughout the film. I think it's done good, but the thing is, it's set in the 80s, and the 80s cheese factor is real with this movie. It's cheese. It's got some cheesy stuff, and I did find it enjoyable, especially when Transformers are on screen. I think Shatter, Dropkick were excellently done. Some of the better written Decepticons in any live action movie. Even Blitzwing at the beginning, he didn't look like Blitzwing when, I don't know if they even said his name even in the movie, so he can just be not Blitzwing in my head canon. He was a good grunt who attacked Bumblebee. Even John Cena's character wasn't that annoying to me at all. And I found the movie to be overall enjoyable, and especially when Transformers on screen, it is an excellent, excellent movie. So that was the top 6 as picked by you, the fan. So recount it: 6, The Last Night; 5, Age of Extinction; 4, Revenge of the Fallen; 3, Transformers 2007; 2, Dark of the Moon; and 1, Bumblebee. So moving on again, I'll reiterate my question for next week. Who is your all-time favorite Transformers villain or baddie from any continuity, be it film, cartoon, or comics? I want to say thanks for watching this video, and I'll be making my list of top 10 figures of 2019 very soon. I should have it airing on New Year's Eve. Now, some people will probably watch this video weeks after New Year's Eve. Well, what the hell, man? Yeah, I'm making this video New Year's Eve, and I'm just letting you know on New Year's Eve I will upload a video with my top 10 Transformer. I'm debating. I think I'm gonna do toy purchases. I might just do Transformer purchases and Transformer purchases of the year. I'll also include my top 5 worst or most disappointing purchases in that list as well. I want to say thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, click like, share if you want to. Till the next one, peace out.